Hey guys, so okay, I just ended one interview, and I'm starting another one. And so that's the kind of day that it is. But I'm very grateful for the fact that I have our second guest tonight, and I'm joined by Miss Sequoia to my right. And Sequoia, like I said, this as is tradition on the show, I always let the guests introduce themselves and say whatever you want. So why don't you introduce yourselves to everyone watching?
I'm sorry, you broke up just a little bit.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I said, yeah. So why don't you, obviously this is the first time that we met, so I know nothing about you. So it would be more appropriate to let you talk about yourself, and introduce yourself. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay. My name is Sequoia. I'm 20 years old. Um, I'm from Arizona. Let's see. I'm in school right now for nursing, so it's just a little about me.
Okay, great, great. And so nursing. So that's great. So why do you want to do that? What is your interest in that?
I just really just want to work with kids and in the medical field. I currently do I'm caregiver, so it's someone in the medical field already.
Okay. I worked as a caregiver during college as well.
Mhm.
Wasn't really, I guess, my favorite experience, but it was okay. It was a different, kind of experience for me. It was the first time doing that kind of thing. Um
Mhm.
so yeah, so nice square. And So the question, okay, so like I said, I we first met in Facebook.
Mhm.
I messaged you, and we went from there. But um correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I saw you in one of the Facebook groups, or was it one of the Ambw groups? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay. And so why don't you can you tell me a little bit more about that? Like, do you have, what is your experience like with dating? Have you dated outside your race before? Do you have an interest in dating Asian men?
Yes. Actually, my boyfriend right now, he's Filipino. Um, I was really actually in that group before I met him. I was um, really just looking, dating. I think the first guy I met, he was Chinese. So my experience, it's actually it's been good. I've dated other races before, so it's not nothing new. But my experience with the guy I'm dating now has really been great, and his family's really accepting as well.
Wow, well, that's very wonderful to hear. Especially for a lot of the women watching. Because so a lot, especially for pretty much all, most if not all of the Asian women. Sorry, all of the women watching who are interested in dating Asian men, but have
Mhm.
never done so, or might have trepidations or concerns regarding their families. To see whether or not they would prove that kind of relationship. I mean,
Mhm.
ultimately, I guess yeah. So for you, I guess prior to meeting your significant other's parents and family, was that a concern of yours? Did you sort of were you worried a little bit? Were you kind of hesitant about that, or?
Yes, I was. I was actually really scared because I was just like, what if they don't accept me? What if they don't like me? Because I'm a black woman. Maybe they want him to date someone of his race. So I was really nervous. I even asked him about it multiple times. I was like, well, is your family accepting? Like, do you date? But it was actually funny to me because I didn't know he dated black women before. So his family was kind of like, wasn't new to them. But the first time I met his mother, it was a really interesting experience. It's kind of funny. They were just like, his aunt comes up to me. He's just like, "Oh, you're his wife," like stuff like that, like really accepting. And his mom actually bought me a bag, so it was just a really great experience. They cooked, and they just really made me feel welcome. I'm
Uh,
not his wife though, but they were like, "Oh, and you guys gonna get married?" It was really funny.
oh no, that well then welcome to the family, because that's how pretty much all Asian families are. The first time you meet a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, it's like, oh, you're automatically part of the family. So
Mhm.
that's how they treat everyone there. Have you learned it? Has he taught you, or have they taught you any Tagalog?
No, he doesn't know it that well.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's really not that hard, because it's mostly, it's a lot of similarities to Spanish. It's basically Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I've gone out with a couple of Filipinas, but yeah, so that's cool. That's very happy for you. I'm very, I don't want to say relieved, but it's like, honestly, like, your story is not something that you hear a whole lot. You know what I mean? Where like literally the family is just, over the moon right away. I'm not saying that Asian families are, racist or anything like that. I haven't literally heard of, sort of like meet the parents kind of stories. I haven't heard that many. So yours is more positive, which is great, which is
Mm-hmm.
really great. So that's great. Yeah. So how long have you guys been dating?
For about 6, going on 7 months next month.
Well, that's not bad. That's almost a year. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's about almost a year. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I hope things continue to go well. So that's great. Yeah. So prior to him, have you like dated outside your race before?
Mm-hmm. He's definitely the first Filipino guy. Um, like I said, I did talk to a Chinese guy before. That was like my first going into like, more the AMBW community. But before I was more in the Hispanic, like Puerto Ricans and stuff like that. So it's kind of, yeah, I've dated outside.
Oh, that's cool. There's not too many differences between Puerto Rican
Yeah.
and Filipinos.
Mm.
They're both kind of crazy. No, I'm just kidding. But no, that's great. That's great. So I'm sorry. What part did you say you were from?
Arizona.
I went to ASU.
What did you major in?
Drinking and chasing after women. Yeah, but I also no. I studied no really though. I studied film media production. Yeah.
Mm.
So I actually lived in Glendale at the West Campus, but I commuted out to Tempe because that's where I mostly took classes. Because I
Mm.
actually originally started taking classes in Glendale at the West Campus, and then I switched my major, and so because of that, I had to commute like 30 minutes or more out to Tempe every day. But it
Mm.
wasn't bad though because part of the reason why I did that is because the dorms at the ASU West Campus were way better. Um,
Mm.
dorms at ASU Maine are fucking shit. Is that where you're going to school?
No, I'm actually getting ready to go to Arizona college.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Nice, nice. Well, I love ASU, so every time I get to talk to Arizona, it's like, oh, it's just
Mm.
kind of nostalgic. But no, but really. So, I'm kind of scared to ask, how's the weather out there right now?
It's getting better. It's kind of like wishy washy. One day it's super hot, then the next it rains, and then it's like humid. So it's like being bipolar right now.
Any monsoon season? Do you get monsoons out there?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, oh man, this literally happens every time I talk to someone from Arizona. It's like I just start getting all nostalgic and shit. Um,
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, I miss ASU a lot. I don't know if I miss Arizona, but because I didn't really, do a whole lot of things outside of college.
Mm.
But I did frequent some other establishments, which I'm not going to talk about on here. But
Mm.
yeah, like I said, yeah, I'm very fond of that place. I have very good memories of it.
Mm.
Um, so that's cool. So you met, and is your boyfriend also from Arizona?
No, he's from California. He's actually only
Oh,
been up here for like 2 years.
oh, okay, interesting. Interesting. Well, yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, 'cause I was gonna say I was surprised, like Arizona, but there's not a whole lot of us out there, so it's like I
Mm.
don't know how you found a Filipino guy out there, but yeah. So, um, hmm, sorry, hang on, just a sec. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. Um, so, so just a few more questions. So I guess what would be I guess like what are some things that you've taken away from this relationship so far? Like anything you've learned, any interesting or valuable experiences, or anything like that. I mean, not to get too personal or anything like that, but just yeah, just wondering.
Honestly, I would say he's definitely like maturing. Me, like he's a little like 4 years apart, so like a lot of stuff he's experienced, like he's teaching me, like even about like credit and all that, because I'm still kind of like new to that. Just switch from moving out my mom's and moving on my own. So I feel like the relationship is definitely maturing, and then um He's also teaching me like a lot, like just about being in a relationship, a good one at that fact. So it's been a good experience.
Well, this is great. This is. I mean, honestly, it's like I wish I could say more, but I just don't really because it seems like this is it seems like this your relationship is kind of like that's it is going very well from how you
Mm-hmm.
describe it. Things are very healthy, very stable. There's no concerns or uncertainty or anything like that, and I think that's great. That's the kind of relationship that anyone should strive for. That's what I'm saying. Women, if you're watching this, y'all should date an Asian guy because clearly it's working out for her, and because yeah. So, um, but anyway, yeah. So one more thing, Koi, I'll let you go after
Okay.
this. But like, so if you could, I guess, give any advice to any woman, watching this who's interested in dating an Asian guy but hasn't or has concerns, I guess, sort of, what would you say to sort of alleviate some of those concerns to sort of give them more hope or more confidence in maybe even talking to an Asian guy or approaching one.
Mm-hmm. Um, I'll really just say be yourself. Because that's the same worries like I had when I met him. Um, just get to know the person, see if the vibe. You never know. You might share a lot of things in common. At the end of the day, they're just people. We're all human, so it really shouldn't be that nerve wracking. Like I understand like the culture is different, but it's it's all I'm saying. But yeah, just be yourself. That's what I would say. Be yourself, and have fun and stuff like that.
hmm I'm sorry. I just have one more question. I promise. Just one more question.
Okay.
Um. So, what about your relationship makes it so great? Right? Like, what would you? Is it
I
the
would
cult? Or yeah. What is it? What makes it work?
I would definitely say just communication. We talk a lot. Um, we're not perfect. We do argue. We do get in fights. But at the end of the day, we do talk it out. And I think that's what really makes us strong. Is I think that's important for anybody, though.
Well, thank you very much. This is a brief but very good interview. Like I said, I wish you the best. I wish you the best of luck in your relationship going forward, and I hope it works out for you.
Thank you.
And I know everyone watching here will probably maybe be more relieved, to know that things can work out. Things do work out sometimes. Which is a nice change of pace from a lot of the stories that you hear, like horror stories and stuff like that people have with dating. So yours sounds more like a positive one.
Mm.
All right, guys. Well, that will be it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so you can be notified every time I upload a new video like this. And Sequoia, do you have, as is the case with all my guests, before I let you go, do you have any social media that if anyone's interested in following you on, do you have it?
Yes, we actually just made a couples page. So our couples page, it's Marvin and underscore Sequoia. So if you guys want to go follow that, and if you want to know more about us.
Mm, that's perfect right there. Seriously, that's adorable right there. All right, so everyone watching, that'll be it. But tune in the rest of the week. There's more coming. And Sequoia, I really do appreciate you for taking the time to speak
Thank
with
you
us
for
today.
having
Yeah, no problem. And like I said, you're always welcome to come back on the channel. I know you're probably a very busy woman, but
me.
always nice to talk to not from Arizona, but like another person from from that area. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, all right, well, yeah, have a good one, and